Whispers in the mist, a relentless quest. The night wrapped the small town in a heavy, unnatural silence, stirring unease in Officer Daniel Harper. The cruiser's dashboard clock glowed, 2:47 a.m., its digits sharp against the darkness. The streets lay empty, homes dark as the town slumbered. Daniel, a veteran officer, cherished the solitude of night shifts, a time to reflect on his decade-long career, its triumphs, its scars. But tonight, a tension hung in the air, thick as the fog rolling in from the outskirts. Muffling sound and cloaking streetlights in a ghostly haze. Perhaps it was the stale coffee in his thermos, or the way the mist seemed to press against his cruiser, but a sense of dread coiled in his chest. His radio crackled, shattering the quiet. Dispatch reported an abandoned vehicle near the old highway exit, a desolate stretch abandoned since the new bypass opened. Probably a breakdown, Daniel muttered, turning toward it. Yet his instincts, honed by years of patrolling these quiet streets, urged vigilance. This area was a haven for trouble, its isolation a shield for secrets. The scene was eerie, both familiar and wrong. A battered sedan sat alone, headlights off, windows clouded with damp. It looked like a junkyard relic, out of place on this lonely road. Daniel parked, grabbed his flashlight, and stepped into the chilly air, his hand resting on his holster. His beam pierced the fog, his boots crunching softly. The silence was suffocating. No engine hum, no rustling leaves, no nocturnal chirps. The night felt frozen, waiting. Circling the sedan, Daniel peered inside. Candy wrappers, a dented soda can, a crumpled map. Unremarkable, yet the trunk's ajar latch caught his eye. His pulse quickened. An open trunk here was suspicious. A prank? A stolen car? Something darker? He radioed for backup, his voice steady, despite the tightening in his chest. Gripping the handle, he braced himself, his gut warning that this moment would change everything. With a final glance at the fog-choked road, Daniel lifted the lid, hinges creaking. Darkness swallowed his beam, but as he angled it down, his breath caught. A young woman lay curled inside, wrists and ankles bound with duct tape, a strip across her mouth. Her wide, terrified eyes met his, pleading silently. The sight hit like a punch. Pale skin, tangled hair, tear-streaked face. She'd been trapped, perhaps for days. "It's all right," Daniel said, his voice calm but firm. "You're safe." Her frantic breathing eased slightly, her eyes searching for trust. He cut the tape from her wrists with a utility knife. She tore off the gag, gasping. "I thought no one would come," she whispered, voice raw. "You're okay," Daniel said, spotting backup's lights in the fog. Relief flickered, but unease lingered. Her captor was out there. "What's your name?" "Lydia," she murmured, looking away as if ashamed. Daniel nodded, sensing her vulnerability. As paramedics arrived, he helped her from the trunk, draping a blanket over her trembling shoulders. The fog thickened, wrapping the scene in silence. This was just the start. Lydia clung to the blanket, flinching at every sound. A twig snapping, the ambulance's hum. Daniel knelt beside her. "Lydia, what happened?" She pressed her hands to her temples, struggling. "I don't know where to begin," she whispered, tears falling. "2 nights ago, walking home from work, someone grabbed me, covered my mouth. I woke in a dark, freezing room with others. We couldn't speak. A man with a mask blew. Why this spot?" As paramedics checked Lydia, he scanned the fog, feeling watched. "Officer?" Lydia's voice shook. "Find the others." He nodded. "We will." At the station, Daniel's coffee sat cold as he pored over Lydia's words. A masked man, a transfer, human trafficking. He reviewed gas station footage, spotting a dark van creeping past before midnight. Another clip showed it at a convenience store, a man in a baseball cap visible. Daniel showed Lydia the image. She gasped. That's him, those eyes. The lead ignited his resolve. The van's path led to an industrial zone of derelict warehouses. Forensics found a note in the trunk. Escape. Lydia paled. He said, "You should have escaped." Maybe a taunt. The note was intentional. Daniel zeroed in on a remote farmhouse, isolated in woods. He briefed a SWAT team. "Time's running out," he said. The farmhouse loomed, its decayed boards groaning. A muffled sob led to a basement trapdoor. Inside, journals, photos with red X's, and a whiteboard listed names, including Lydia's, beside next shipment. The evidence revealed a ruthless trafficking network, but the mastermind was gone. Journals named Elias Crane, a felon with blue eyes. His trail led to an auto shop with restraints and maps, but he'd fled, leaving clues: a torn cloth, a warm cigarette butt. A fingerprint and phone records pointed to a storage unit with cash and plans. Crane stayed ahead, taunting them. A tip led to a cabin. The team breached it, finding Crane with maps and weapons. He lunged for a window, but officers pinned him. "It's done," Daniel said. Crane glared, but was finished. In court, Lydia testified, speaking for all victims. Crane got life without parole. Lydia healed with support, her courage inspiring others. The case changed Daniel, reinforcing his purpose. Night shifts resumed, the fog a reminder of lives saved. Lydia's gratitude fueled him. Evil lurked, but so did those who fought it, and Daniel vowed to keep fighting.